Beautiful Monday. We are here in the Tower Chrysler studios. It's no Pinder this week. It's Boomer and it's Retro. I imagine to start, there's probably questions. What the H, what the F, what's going on? We'll get through all of it. Retro, how are we doing?
I'm wonderful, Dean, and you look sharp.
Thanks, buddy. I feel great. It's a wonderful day. It is a busy day. So you know what this is? Multitasking.
I love it.
This is what we do. We multitask and we have a lot of things going on. We got a show to do today, so I was up early. I was getting stuff. No Pinder, so I got to do a Pinder report. We got to figure out what's going on with Babcock. The Flames got a game today. There's 2 football games tonight. They're staggered times. What's going on? And my kid has a... It's not a chili cook-off. It's a chili fundraiser. My kid is... I don't want to bore you with my kid, but he's raising money for his... he's moving to Hawaii for a number of months to help out people who need help. I don't know. I don't ask questions. I'm just... he's leaving the house, so that works for me. But it's a fundraiser. People are donating money, and it's their bowls of chili, this whole thing. So... got to make chili. But if I wait too late in the day, the chili's not going to be ready. It's got to sit. It's got to happy. It's got to get, happy together. It's got to marry, So we're making chili. We're doing a barn burner. The dogs need out periodically. So if I happen to leave, that's what's going on there. But that's the story. So we're making chili.
Are we doing anything unique with the chili, or are we just standard chili? Just we don't want to go too far outside the box. What are we doing here?
Well, given the parameters of the day, we're going to keep it fairly classic. Nothing too ambitious.
And I do have a couple
of the chorizo. I mentioned, remember talking last week, so I'm going to fire some chorizo in there, but just some standard ground beef to start us off.
And is it true you're not wearing pants?
It's for you to think about. It's for you to,
just imagine.
God, man, do you think maybe he's not wearing pants?
You are moving freely.
However, when I do scratch, if there's any scratching in the south region, I'll be sure to wash my hands before I go back into the food. So that's the story here. Yeah, so just starting to brown the ground beef here. Chop up some onions, get some jalapenos going, some garlic, that sort of thing. How was your weekend,
young
buddy?
Man, did you enjoy, or as an old man, do you enjoy the cooking show?
I love the cooking show. I've always said that we should do it. I think we could probably...
it looks like we are doing it. I'm all for it, and I love it.
If you would like to sponsor Boomer's Kitchen, then by all means, we could use an update. Anyway. Now, you were at the Bills game yesterday.
I was at the Bills game with your ticket in hand.
Yeah.
Lovely seat beside me was filled with somebody else. Not you.
Yeah. I would have liked to have been there, buddy. I'd like to have been there. I'd be doing something other than this. But,
am I a bit of a piss poor fan because very excited, got there, had some fun, tailgated, did all that. And by the time the Bills started scoring in the second half, I'm like, well, I guess no sense. Time to go.
Did you leave? When did you leave?
We left at the start of the fourth.
Oh. Well, I mean, it's either going badly or going well if you're leaving at that time. And this week it was going well. Although by the time you kind of sent the, hey, here we are, miss you, boom, the whole video, which I guess we probably could have thrown that up there. Anyway, it's you standing in the stands. I think people can imagine what that looks like. But by the time I got the text, it was already 7-0 Raiders.
It was not a great start. No. And the fans were ready to blow that place apart.
What was the mood coming in as far as tailgates? Because it was they were not happy in week 1.
It was a beautiful day. I think people they were willing to forgive and forget.
Mm-hmm.
But when the Raiders drove the ball down the field without any
issue,
with ease, it seemed, to start, people were not mad, and then a 3-and-out. Woo!
Yeah.
Fire everybody.
Yeah. But didn't they score in the next drive? It was very quickly they turned it around.
Just sorry, I'm going to answer that question. Jack, block that poor fool that's saying F the Bills Mafia. We can't have people.
What? Is somebody saying that? I need to turn on my comments. That's not right at all. They're probably chirping me too, hey?
Come out of here.
Yeah, calm down, Rachel Ray. Anyway, I'll talk about my apron later.
Kind of
Don't worry
joking,
about
but he did it.
He's in a timeout.
Is he in a timeout?
He was
Who would
offside.
say such a thing?
Some comments? Was he having rough comments, that guy?
Come on. Big Vegas fan. Anyway. So
It was actually fun.
Then it was party time, right?
I've actually, it was fun because I've never been to a Raiders game. And there were lots of Raiders fans there, and they were dressed up and they were ready to go. So they're a colorful crew, very committed, and it seemed for the most part enjoyable.
Unlike Bills fans, who are just your run-of-the-mill normal folk.
Yeah, less face paint, less costumey,
more tables.
Yeah,
more table power bombs. Less murderous threats.
Rusty shanks.
Yeah, less rusty shanks in the side. So how did because the shoveler, obviously she's from Buffalo. She, longtime Bills fan, was very happy. Season opener. Doesn't get any better, right, than first game at home of the year. You win.
She was pumped. And she's more dialed into it than I would have expected. She called there was a play, and I thought it was a throw to the sideline, and she's like, "That guy's out of bounds," and I'm like, "No, you don't."
Yeah,
she was dialed in. Guy was out of bounds.
Yeah,
she loves going. I think she likes going more than I do. Probably she would attend without me.
I was going to say, imagine if she didn't have to go with you. How happy she'd be.
I know. Some of her riffraff friends were kicking around last week. It was not good.
No, you said she's got some trashy friends. Now, is it possible that she's also trash, but you're too close to see it?
100%. If I hadn't swooped in and saved her.
Yeah. Put a little class in her life.
Yeah.
Take you up a level or two in the social stratosphere. Yeah.
It was good. Beautiful day for football.
It looked like it. I'm actually coming up in the Pinder report. We're going to go to Buffalo. A little bit of the game atmosphere from yesterday. I don't have you in the stands necessarily, but we will go to Buffalo to check some things out. And maybe Buffalo could kick it up a notch is basically what it comes down to. That's what that comes down to. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. So what do you think Pinder's doing today? We talked to him on Friday, I guess it was. He was still in Copenhagen, was going to Sweden. That's what he's doing. He's on this European adventure. He's going to a wedding, allegedly. I'm in my kitchen cooking chili, so that tells you talk about moving up a class or two. But I wonder what kind of a weekend it's been, if his wife has finally gotten there.
I was going to say, I think she must be arriving, if not there already, soon. So.
Yeah. Be so much better without him there, hey?
I don't know why she doesn't just bypass it. I missed my flight, so you just hang out with your buddy.
That's right, yeah. I can't make the wedding. When's your flight home? Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe we didn't run into each other. I was at the airport at the same time. How did we not run into each other? Yeah, go. The kids have a after school thing on Thursday. You're going to have to take care of that. And then on Friday, they've got this. I would just stack it all up, have all kinds of stuff ready for the kids when you get back. So what did you do here? I just got back. I haven't a sleepover. We got kids coming over for a sleepover. Yeah, sorry, babe. I don't know. Did I not tell you that before you left? Did I not tell you that?
Lots of plans.
Well.
I haven't heard from him, so I don't know what he's doing.
I see him. He drops into the chat every once in a while. It's like, just bugger off. Go do something else. You've got to be hammered. You got to be annoying some other people. When you're off the continent, I figure like we're free of being pindered. When's enough? Okay, so somebody was asking what's chirping my apron. This. What year is it?
How do you chirp the apron?
2002 chili cook-off for the Alzheimer's Society. This was from. Can you see it? Got a tippy. It was at Houston's Country Roadhouse in Brandon. It was a.
Ooh,
that's
love
right.
the gravy.
Yeah, Yeah, the ribs are pretty good too. Chili Cook-Off Champion 2002. Ooh, baby.
In a field of...
You know what? It was actually quite a few. I would say probably 20, 25.
Oh.
And there were even some restaurants who showed up with their hoopty-doopty chili. It's like, you know what? Don't hoopty-doopty chili. Oh, well, we've used some special non-sanctioned hoopty. What? Put some fucking beef in it and some stuff and season it right and give it just have some chili.
Do you find with a chili or that type of dish that actually... I've never done it because I get too excited to eat it. If you let it set in the fridge overnight and reheated it, do you feel like you can up that flavor profile?
I feel the longer it sits, the longer it has it, the better. Yeah. Because this is not going to be my best chili. There's no question about it. I'm making it day of or at 10:30. Like, it's going to have some time. But if you start cooking it at 1 and then people are eating it by 3 or 4.
Make a meat sauce.
I mean, just go to Wendy's and buy a bowl. Like, I don't know what you like. What are you doing? I actually don't mind their chili. How about Wendy's, right? My kid, it was Friday. My wife was out of town. I was like, well, I'm not cooking. What are we ordering? And they wanted Wendy's. So we started looking on the thing. How about the side dishes at Wendy's? Yeah, what do you want? Baked potato, maybe? You want baked potato with some sour cream and some chili on it? Maybe you want a chili. Maybe... Does anybody else do the side dishes, the kind of the off?
I go to Wendy's. I told you it was a couple years ago. It was St. Patty's Day. I'd gone out and got blasted, and I got picked up, and we were grabbing the kids from some ball practice, and I needed food bad, like I was a hurting puppy. Yeah. And it was the Arches or Wendy's, and I hadn't had either. I hadn't had Wendy's for years, and I said, "Let's go there." Was blown away, and I may now almost 100% loyal to him.
No kidding. What'd you have?
I can't get past a Dave's Double or a Baconator.
Yeah.
I really can't.
It's weird. My go-to is the spicy chicken sandwich.
Oh, well, it's good too. That is a nice touch. I'm not gonna lie. I have had that, but...
And the nice thing is, they have that kind of little value menu thing. You can still have your little Dave burger. Get the little on the side, little buck, whatever it is, $2 for a little side burger. Then your meal. Poutine those fries. A lot of people don't like the fries. I understand it. I don't get too worked up about it, but I understand. People are passionate about their fries.
My kids love their fries.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like the fries. And
I'd argue with them. I'd argue.
Would you?
I'd stand up for those fries.
They're not terrible. They're not terrible. Remember, I still got to do that. We'll do it on video. Guy that we used to work with. He had the whole thing figured out. I'm gonna go. It's like, can you say the word like the G-bang? Do people use those words? You go and you get the.
I would leave it at that.
The G-bang burger. That's how the conversation started. Just Google it. I don't need to get into it. People know what the G-bang thing is, where you order a bunch of burgers and stack. Anyway. And then we got talking about where would you go? What's your ultimate meal? Well, I'd get the drink from here and the curly fries from Arby's or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I owe that guy a meal. Old Riley. So we'll take him out sometime. And we talked about this years ago in our full degenerate fat boy days, where you would stop. I need the nuggets from here. That was when KFC and Taco Bell were still together. So you'd go and get like popcorn chicken and like fries supreme or whatever the hell it was from Taco Bell. Then grab your French fries or whatever from McDonald's and a double cheeseburger, and then maybe for a teen burger from A&W. Oh, and then just hate your life in about 45 minutes. You fat, pathetic loser. Do you not have anything better to do with your life than drive from fast food joint to fast food joint? Figure it out.
But I'm not going to do it again because I'm going to stop eating the fast food. I'm
never doing this again in my life. Next weekend.
I'm gonna live it up.
Oh, man, it's going to be so great. I'm getting double gravy. I'm getting double gravy this time. It's going to be so great. Loser. Tell the people about Tower Chrysler. I just need to grab a colander here to drain my beef.
Go into Tower Chrysler. Lots of cars to choose from. Wonderful people to talk to. Do believe there's popcorn in there. I've enjoyed the popcorn on occasion.
Oh yeah.
If you time it correctly, usually there's some snacks lying around. I'm handing them out. Sugar-free, because the big man, I don't know if he's still on the sugar-free kick. You're a little loud there, bud.
What? Sorry, my kid's left a mess. I don't like it. When you're cooking in the kitchen, you got stuff all over the place.
You got to be safe, Dean. Safety first.
Sorry. Tower Chrysler.
The number one Chrysler Dodge dealership in the world. Isn't that what it is?
Yep. Put an asterisk beside it because I don't know if that's 100% accurate, but that sounds about
Well,
right.
just like my medical advice, you can't take everything I say as gospel, but it's pretty close.
There you go. The kids have sports this weekend, big hockey weekend, or were you kind of
It was
quiet?
a good weekend. One game Friday, a couple Saturday, 2 Sunday, which I skipped. Well, actually, I had to skip one. I felt guilty about it, but I don't care. Not that guilty, apparently.
No, not that guilty. Yeah, we... wife was out of town. She's been doing a lot of traveling because one of us works full-time. The other one cooks chili in his kitchen and calls it work. So it was a weekend where I did nothing, but my body is sore from doing nothing. Mm-hmm. My daughter. Do you have a daughter?
No, I've heard they can be quite a handful.
I love her. As you said last week, she's my favorite. But not that we have favorites, but she's great. She loves her room, except that she hates her room. She likes... So maybe about a year and a half ago, we painted the room and picked colors and did all of this thing, and it was great. It was better. And that lasted about 8 months. And then it was, my room is so small, and it is. She kind of got the...
Youngest.
End of the, yeah, right? That's just how it's going to be. How come my room's the smallest? Well, you're the smallest human. I mean, look at yourself and look at everybody else. It's just how this goes. So we try and appease her if we can. She's done with the room. She hates the colors that we picked last time. The furniture, decorations, whatever you want to call it, that went up. They've been taken down. So it was last weekend or 2 weekends ago. We're going to paint the room. Okay. So off we go to the paint store. We're picking out colors. White. We just went because it feels so small and tight. Well, let's choose a light color. She wanted to go with white. White it is. Then we need furniture. We need better furniture. And in fairness, she kind of has the third kid. She has the bed, the single bed or the twin bed, I guess, that her oldest brother was in, and then her younger brother was in, her next brother was in. So, all right, let's go. And where do you go, Rhett? Do you have any idea where you'd go when you're looking for furniture and lamps and stuff like that? You go to IKEA.
I don't go to IKEA, but sure.
No, that's what you do. I'm here to tell you do. That's what you do, Rhett.
All right.
So you get your daughter and you go to IKEA and you look for different solutions for her room. And then you come away. Yeah. So she found a day bed. Do you know what a day bed is?
I do, kind of. Yeah, they
kind of heard. So
pull out and up and down.
So yeah, it's when it's folded up, it's almost like a couch or a single bed. But then it pulls out, slides out, and then the mattress. So you'd have two mattresses on the couch/bed, and then the bottom pulls out. So then that other mattress. Now you got a nice big bed. This is the way to go, Dad. Because then I have a couch that I could sit on and I can watch my movies and stuff on and listen to music in there, and I have lots of room. But then when I want to sleep, I can put the bed out and have such a bigger bed. This thing would be so great. And then when I want room again, I could just push the bed back in. Mm-hmm. So I don't have measurements for the room because that'd be smart, right? Figure out how much room you have to put, if you're buying new furniture, figure out how much space you have.
You've lived life, Dean. You've got life experience. You can visualize and eyeball.
Yeah. Babe, I can't spend money on this thing without knowing if it's going to fit in the room. We just can't do this. All right. Drive all the way home. Measure. Drive all the way back. I'm convinced it's not going to fit. She's, Dad, I'll make it fit. I'm like, you have so much stuff. Are you going to get rid of some of this stuff? Because it's stuffies and trinkets and, I mean, you name it, she's got it up there.
Sounds like she doesn't hear no a lot, so okay.
How do you say that nicely to your kid? Where sometimes you're going to hear no. You're just going to hear no. So there's just no way that this thing is going to fit. So we buy it. We buy it and we load it up, and then of course we need a dresser, and we need 2 mattresses now, right? Because there's the double mattress. You're going to need the other one to pull. So we buy a couple mattresses and we get it home, and I didn't know what was going to be worse. If it didn't fit, then she'd be heartbroken, or if it fit, I'd have to hear about how, see, Dad, I told you, Dad, because I was like, babe, this thing is not going to. It's not going to fit.
We're doing a lot of work for nothing here.
So we buy it, we bring it home. Shit's heavy, eh?
Yes.
You notice? Like, shit is really heavy. And, I mentioned these 2 other boys that I have.
Useless.
Never around.
No.
Like, nowhere to be found, never around. So I'm hauling boxes, dresser, 2 boxes, bed, 4 boxes, mattress, all the way upstairs. And it took quite a while, but I got this thing built, and it kind of fits. In fairness to her, it kind of fits. So I'm in between being very happy that my daughter's happy, but being sour with the, see, Dad, I told you. Like, why, Dad? Why does it have to be? Listen, someone just got their way. Maybe you want to just change the tone. I'm sorry, Dad. I'm sorry, Dad. Then Mom gets home. Oh, I told Dad. Dad's like, it's not going to fit. And I was like, Dad, it's totally going to fit. So it's this kind of stuff. So that was my weekend. And I can tell you, do you know what Osgood Schlatters is?
I do not.
Well, you can Google it.
I'm going to have to.
It's kind of a thing where I'm going to say it comes down to just not being very flexible, or maybe not stretching, or maybe it's just one of those things you get. But either way, Osgood Schlatters is kind of it's an indentation of your knee bone. It's kind of where the tendon, whatever, and you get this bump on the front of your knee,
tibial
just below
tubercle apophysitis, or traction apophysitis of the tibial tubercle.
Right. It's a hard lump. It's like a chunk of bone, or it's your knee bone that just kind of continues to grow and turn into a lump. I have it bad on my left knee, and it's getting worse on my right knee. Essentially, whenever you kneel down, it's incredibly painful, is what I'm going to tell you. Now, I am a wimp, so there's that. But it's also very painful. And when you're on your hands and knees for a long time, and you're like screwdrivering and lifting and moving things and this sort of thing, I'm in a bad way, but my back, my lower back, my shoulders, my hamstrings, my glutes. I went to have a seat on the old you-know-who this morning. Almost needed a crane to get me off.
Wow. It was that much physical activity. It says here that it's common anterior knee pain in the skeletally immature athletic population. So, okay,
that can't be. What website are you using?
So,
what's it? What is it?
Wait, stop now. Let's compare this to the gout.
Nowhere near the gout.
Not even close.
And you know what? You can feel it when you lift, when you're going upstairs. You can kind of feel it's like it's pulling on the front of your kneecap. You can feel it a little bit. Again, probably if you stretched or were an athlete, it probably wouldn't bother you. But man, when you're on your hands and knees, it's really, really painful.
How long has this been afflicting you, Dean?
Oh, it's a long time, Rhett. Yeah.
Wow.
Should probably go see someone about it. I don't know if there's much you can do about it. Because, again, I've Googled, and it's kind of like, just live with it, fatty. All right, fair enough. So...
Don't trust the medical literature. It's always something.
I've chopped up the chorizo. I'm just putting it into saute.
Nice. I bought chorizo today, too. I'm going to make that Spanish rice I made the other day again. It was delicious.
Hey, Rhett. Mad Rose Pub today, 25% off appetizers.
Really?
Tell them about Mad Rose Pub.
Stop wasting your time. Head up to Mad Rose Pub. Grab a pizza. Obviously, the appetizers are going to be a hit. Everything's a hit. Pinder's a huge fan of the wings. There's a soup there that I don't think anyone's tried yet. So if you go try it, let us know what it's like. I'm expecting rave reviews.
The War Wonton.
Yes.
The War Wonton is
it soup weather in Calgary?
It kind of is today. It was like
There you
28
go.
degrees on Saturday. Kind of nice yesterday, but we're back into very fall-like conditions today.
We went to the store the other day, and you know when you go to the grocery store and everyone's hungry and walked out of there with way too much? That's what you got to go up to Mad Rose and do. Go up there hungry,
Yeah.
25% off, and try every appetizer. Don't mess around. You're going up there? Might as well have it all.
Madrose.pub is the website. Matt and the guys and the girls, everybody up there, great people. It's
Monday Night Football.
2 games. 2 games tonight. Do you like it or not?
I love it, except if I'm busy, then I feel like I missed out.
Well,
So,
and they're
but-
not doing them back to back. They're doing one's like I think one's a 7:30 or a 6:30 Eastern, one's an 8:30 or something.
all different networks fighting over this stuff.
Well, you know what it is. It's Disney because one's on ABC and then one's on ESPN. So it's the same.
So on the Thursdays on Prime or
Yeah,
Amazon.
so that's a different deal. They tried to explain it, and the NFL has scheduled 2 games this Monday. Bloggy. The following Monday, and next Monday, the same thing. Eagles and Tampa Bay at 7:15, Cincinnati and the Rams at 8:15. In short, ESPN gets an early Monday start time, and ABC will get it the following week. The end result will be the league and ESPN get real-time data on viewer interest regarding Monday Night Football doubleheader times. The thought is, can we combine total audience and do a little bit like we used to do in the old days of college football, where we could create a simultaneous national and regional appeal and use our networks to do that in a single window. It just sounds to me like you're going to piss off a bunch of fans who would love to have 2 games.
What are we, a frickin' science experiment for you pricks? Play the game so we can watch them and stop pissing around. Do one on the East Coast, one on the West. Everybody's happy. Jesus. Hard is it?
15 Royal Vista Place, Mad Rose Pub. Tell them
Off some chili.
Pinder sent you.
I had something I
Chorizo's
wanted to
gonna
talk
make
to you about, but I can't remember what it is.
No?
Monday Nighter. Maybe you should come to the Monday Nighter here.
When is it?
It's on a Monday.
I'll be there. I'm good. That day works for me. That's a good
Mondays
one,
are
for sure.
great. Well, Peter Mahar's son might come out to a game as well.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I mean, look at you.
Crazy
Hey?
bugger.
Look at you, everybody. You just go see. We know somebody in Buffalo now. Isn't that great? I'm guessing a lot of people don't
there's
know
a
people in
Thursday
Buffalo.
nighter. Ooh. Tampa Bay in Buffalo, October 26th.
I want to come out, but if I'm gonna go, I want to see some Sabres.
Well, they'll be playing.
Yeah.
And Monday, November 13th, Denver at Buffalo. The Broncos come to
Yeah.
town.
See, here's the thing. I know that.
And Sunday night,
All right.
November 19th, the New York
Uh-huh.
Jets at Buffalo. 425. Not a bad
Have you
time.
done all the home games yet, or do you want me to wait until you're done the whole home schedule?
Dallas Cowboys at Buffalo on a Sunday night.
Yep.
There you go. Now you've got it. Got them all.
Are there any
Tickets
road games
won't
you
be
want to go
cheap.
to?
Huh?
No.
No.
What are tickets?
Expensive.
Like you had what would you call it? Like lower bowl, obviously.
I was in the
Yesterday.
Pepsi Club seats. I like those because you can get a little bit of shade, although we were not in the shade. We were too low. But you can also be covered from the rain and the snow. Plus,
I see.
easy access to the washrooms and bar.
The bar. Yeah.
Yeah. 4.
Oh, wow. Really? Per? No.
U.S. Those are American dollars.
I would, I'd be getting that 80-inch TV out of that basement. 400. So by the time, so are you parking as well? Do you park while you're
$20 for parking.
Okay. And then you having a bite to eat, are you? Maybe?
I like to have, we've got a tradition, the shoveler and I, we have a piece of Lanova pizza, some of the best pizza out there.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And
Need something to wash it down with, maybe? Yeah.
Now, the one thing about it is you don't need to order doubles. You know, in Canada, sometimes they don't pour enough booze in your drink, so you're like, I don't even, come on. So you have to order a double. Down here, singles are just fine.
Is that right?
But they are.
But 11. Is that 400 each? Is that 11 tequilas each, or?
No, it depends on the day. We were pretty good yesterday, so
good for you guys. Good for you guys. Now, what causes you to drink more, the wins or the losses?
Well, I think the tight game, right? Because if you're way ahead or way behind, you know you're leaving early. I think the night games are better for drinking, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because on Sunday, if you come home at 4:30 and you're dumped back into your real life and your kids, let's go do something. And you're like, oh, yeah, no.
So on Sundays, like yesterday, are you then going to Nana's for Sunday gravy, or
they did, yeah.
Wow.
Grandma's
so
chicken. I don't know what she made. It wasn't there.
That.
No. You know what's nice about it is that there's always lunch on Monday for the kids.
Lots of leftovers, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I maybe should have cubed this chorizo a little smaller.
To be honest with you, I do what you're doing. I've done it, but I actually prefer just the chorizo, no casings. I don't want it in the sausage form. I just want give me the meat.
Well, that's what I did. I pulled it out of the casing.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of
compact so much. It's
Yeah. Well, I got to take it out and then
it'll be
do
just
some
fine.
in here. I will do the Pinder report. Tell them about Village Honda.
No, I want to talk about what's in the Pinder report? Do we know? Oh, you want me to talk Village Honda, your dealership. I don't know how Pinder does it for life. My kid won that. They won their second game on a last second goal.
Oh.
And the little shithead went onto the ice like this. Losers. Like he's a big star.
Yeah.
You were sitting on the bench the last 10 minutes, you little shit.
Yeah. Did you score the game winner? No. Were you on for it? No. Well,
did you see the ice in the third? No.
That's awesome. Kids do. You know what? It's funny because I was watching. I'm trying to remember which game it was. Was it Detroit? Anyway, I think it was the Detroit game. One of the players comes up with a big tackle, and as the guy's kind of getting back up, he kind of pretends like he's going to they sacked him for a loss, or at least they got the running back and took him back 5-6 yards. And then as he's kind of getting up, he kind of looks like he's going to push him again. Doesn't really touch him. They just kind of bump each other. Flag. Personal foul. It's like, so you can hammer each other head to head and do all this, but don't you dare show up the opponent. We're a little too strict on this personal foul
you should
and
have seen
sportsmanlike conduct.
Speaking of the refs, the idiot refs reffing a 10-year-old game yesterday. 20 penalties.
Really?
That was painful. It's like, have a feel for the game, boys. Come on. Have a feel. 10-year-old hockey, you could call every play a penalty if you really wanted.
That's right. Yeah. It's like Pronger.
Yeah.
Every play is a penalty. How are you feeling about refereeing these days? Have you been kicked out any more games? Are you doing all right, or how's it going?
I've doesn't even register anymore. I'm beyond refs. I'm beyond refs. I'm the refs' greatest fans.
Great job, Stripes. Just so happy with your work today. You guys are doing a great job. Have you lost weight? Man, what level did you play at? You must have been close to the show.
You got to slow down out there. You're moving too fast.
All right. I'm using the Instant Pot only because I can just leave it in here. So I can like saute and then just put stuff in, and then it doubles into your slow cooker, I suppose, if kind of deal. Not super happy with using it because it gets hot, right? It gets hot, then you got to kind of wait for it to cool down. Whereas if you got, your fry pans, you're doing what you want to do. But, trying to host a successful podcast.
I would cook myself out, Dean. It's chili. If you let it simmer and cook, and it'll be fine.
You like corn?
I do.
In your chili?
I do. Yep.
I'm never sure about it.
I don't have to have it, but I'm not disappointed if it's there. It's really, whatever. Throw it in there.
Yeah. I'm not, because I don't have any. I got a bell pepper, though. We're going to put some green bell pepper in there. But I'm not... Where do you stop with the peppers? Green? You go red? How much, because they don't give a lot. They don't give any heat. It's more sweetness. So what are you putting in there?
It depends on what I'm trying to accomplish, right? Like I don't think there's any peppers in like a Texas chili.
Yeah.
Right? I've also done recently, I called it Hawaiian, only because we talked about it on the other show and somebody mentioned that.
Did you put pineapple in it?
Put pineapple in it. And
I got some pineapple.
Pineapple juice.
Uh-huh.
I've also thrown maple syrup in it the odd time. But the best chili I ever made was a bison chili. Very simple. No peppers. Corn. I put some corn in there. And I let that baby cook for like 18 hours.
Yeah.
And I just kept adding. I'd take a taste. Nope, it's not right. Add a little more. Nope, not quite right. Even the father-in-law. That's the best chili I've ever had.
Is that right?
You can sell that.
I do. You know what? I do love cooking that. We're starting today. Might be seeing a couple days. When's dinner ready?
I said to the shoveler this morning, I feel like cooking the whole day. I just want to cook a bunch of stuff, have it sitting there.
Yeah. That's when you have those Sundays, and as a parent, certainly if you have kids that play sports and stuff, you rarely have a Sunday where you can commit to that sort of thing. But man, when you do, and you get ahead of it, and you actually have a plan, and you get to the grocery store and you buy all your stuff on the Saturday, you get ready. And then on Sunday morning, you're up before everybody else, and you got the coffee on, and you start into it.
It's your happy place, Dean.
I was going to say it's better than sex, but it's been so long I can barely remember.
Hard to compare. I cook every day.
I keep cooking. Figure one of these days it's going to pay off. It's so not fair. Don't tell. Shush.
Hey, we're doing the Pinder report. Is there any?
I heard Dean was so odd. You should have heard what Dean said about you.
You're in shit today. You got a favorite child and
I know. Yeah.
Significant other.
Yeah. Time for the Pinder report, a presentation of Village Honda. Hey, you know what? They want to buy your car. Pre-owned. Go to the website, villagehonda.com. You'll find details there, or you can just stop by. No obligation. 24 hours. If you strike a deal, you're going to have that cash in 24 hours. They're going to get it on the lot, and you're going to be satisfied with the deal. You're going to be happy and on your way and feeling great about your experience with Village Honda. VillageHonda.com, your dealership for life in the Northwest Auto Mall. Go and see Anthony. I saw it was Anthony. Speaking of wedded bliss, I saw he and his wife had a anniversary on the weekend.
Are you supposed to promote that? I still haven't got the shoveler card. But I did pass off the ticket to the Bills game as the present. So
happy anniversary, babe. What this ticket you bought for somebody else? No,
she was not upset.
There you go. And then tequilas. Where's my Pinder report?
Your what?
My Pinder report. I have a little thing.
That's Pinder report. Pinder report.
That's right. Well, the Calgary Flames rookies, they're in Penticton. It's the annual Young Stars tournament in Penticton. I noticed they don't do this because you got Winnipeg, Edmonton, Vancouver, and Calgary. I noticed they don't do this in like Churchill or Flin Flon, Manitoba, or Steinbach or anything like that.
They should actually.
You think?
Yes. Give those people something to cheer about. Get them on your side.
The annual Young Stars tournament has been canceled this year due to lack of participation. I don't know that can you take direct? Can the charters land in Flin Flon? I'm not sure.
You know what? Well, make them bus, spoiled brats.
Yeah, you're probably right.
God forbid.
So, game one, tough start, taking on the Vancouver Canucks rookies. It was a 7-1 loss.
Punched in the nose, you might say.
Yeah, they got snot bubbles. I just need
shellacked.
Yeah, they did.
Did anyone watch any of this? Because it's hard to get it on the TV.
I'm sure people did.
Well, it was sold out here. The Sabres had the same sort of scenario, and you couldn't even get tickets. So,
well, I mean, I don't even know because it's at the fancy Hooby Dooby Center there in Penticton. I would think the crowds were probably pretty good, especially for that one. It was Vancouver. Yep. They're kind of the home squad, so there'd have been a good crowd. Saturday, a better effort as they beat the Oiler rookies in overtime by a score of 4-3. A couple goals for Ilya Nikolaev. Hey, Nikolaev. Matthew Coronado, power play goal. Adam Klapka redirected a shot in overtime on the power play as the Flames would win it by a score of 4-3. Klapka, big dude. Did you remember seeing any of him last year? Played in the A. Tough, scrapping, big dude. Do you know much about Adam Klapka?
I know nothing about him. Pinder has brought up his name, but I do not know anything about Klapka.
Yeah. I know they've not had tremendous success with big, hulking, tall dudes in the past. But in fairness, they didn't spend a first-round pick on this guy, so he's maybe got a little bit more scoring touch, it would seem, than some of the other big guys in the past. Either way, they get a win. I think people are happy to see Coronado was kind of a one-time shot on a power play. So, nonetheless, yesterday, a practice day. Today is the finale. Well, they add it right away. Again, like we said the other day, sorry, Flames. There's going to be so many people watching this.
I see a lot of
who's
people
going to be
commenting.
Yeah, who's going to be streaming that thing when this is on? Watching Fat Boy in his kitchen and some guy in
Maybe
Buffalo.
I will. Is it on the Flames TV?
Yeah.
Right.
CalgaryFlames.com.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. What else? Pinder report. You can't stop.
Red.
It's the Pinder report. When you start the Pinder report, you got to.
No, I'm good. I'm just keeping an eye. I can't be burning my shit. Oh, it's good. It's starting to come together. There is nothing better than the smell of,
Burnt
onions. No.
Oh,
That's not a good smell. I had that right before that hospital stay that I had there for 2 months. It smelled toast. The next thing I knew, I was at the no. Anyway, then they come home and then training camp starts. No more messing around. They play today against the Jets rookies, fly home, and then camp begins this week. And then preseason. Before you know it, Retro. Before you know it, we're going to be right into the teeth of these games that you get excited for. And then after about 3 or 4 preseason games, you're like, when is this preseason over? Please, somebody, get me to the regular season. Well, this story continued to take shape over the weekend. It was about a week ago. We heard a story from Paul Bissonnette, Biss Nasty. Did you guys hear what Mike Babcock's doing? I can't believe Babs is doing. Babs is at it again. Ha ha, look at this. He's talking about going through guys' phones. Then the story kind of doesn't sound great. Then Johnny Gaudreau and Boone Jenner come out and say, listen, this has been horribly misrepresented. You guys are way off. This is not what it is. We love the guys in Spit and Chicklets, but nothing to see here. And then Marty Walsh, who is the new head of the NHLPA, and who's the other guy? It's shoot. Anyway, Ron Hainsey, I think he's his sidekick.
Yeah.
They're looking into it. They're investigating further. And then on Friday, we played the clip from Darren Dreger, who had said, there's potentially more to it than what they were initially led to believe. The NHLPA is meeting with the NHL. And the question was, is there a chance that this could cost Babcock his job? Is this really one of those things that could... yeah, Drager said. This was on Friday. He says, I think there's a chance. I'm not reporting that, but there is potential that this could cost Mike Babcock his gig. Yesterday, Mike Babcock announced that he is resigning his position as the head coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Here is the quote from Babcock. Upon reflection, it has become clear that continuing as head coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets was going to be too much of a distraction. While I'm disappointed to not have had the opportunity to continue the work we've begun, I know it's in the best interest of the organization that I step away, all this sort of thing. Jarmo Kekalainen is the man who hired him. He's the GM. He also issued a release. And this was a difficult decision on everyone's part, but we felt necessary to ensure our focus remains on the players and the team's upcoming season. On behalf of the entire Blue Jackets organization, thank you, Mike, for your hard work and professionalism you've shown in working together on stepping down. So it's exactly what you would expect to hear. And Marty Walsh, the NHLPA guy, who we've talked about him, I know, with Frank Seravalli before. Interesting dude. Our players deserve to be treated with respect in the workplace. Unfortunately, that was not the case in Columbus. The club's decision to move forward with a new head coach is the appropriate course of action. So that is it. Mike Babcock out before running a practice or coaching a game or anything. I'm not even looking to see if you've heard anything, or I guess just your thoughts on this, because there's one side, and I don't know that there's many. I feel that this is one of those stories where I think people believe what they've heard over the years. There have been a lot of former players that have come out and said that Mike Babcock's not the greatest individual, not the greatest person. I don't know, Mike. I've only met him from a media lens. So, but there's sure a lot of people who seem to have an issue or just have a problem with Mike Babcock.
It's hard to comment on it because you don't know the reality of what happened. I can reiterate what I've thought of it the whole time. If he was having a conversation with guys and just asking, hey, how's your family? Oh, you got kids? Can I see you? Cool. I think it's ridiculous. I think it was, but if there's more to it, but it's like a trade. Are we ever going to know the truth?
And I agree with you. I think we're both on the same page. I also think that it obviously is more than that. There's no way that this
maybe
becomes...
the only reason I'll interrupt, stop you there, is because there's so much bullshit that goes on in the public eye nowadays. I heard it was a parent complaining. Do I have any way of confirming that? No. So me saying it is just part of the stuff, right? Like, and I think if it was, it's sad. Some of me wants to say, geez, you guys started a witch hunt and you got your guy, and that's fine. I don't have to stick up for Mike Babcock. I'm kind of like you. I don't know him that well. I know people that know him and like him. I know guys that hate him. So there's difference of opinion. The fact that it has to be such everyone loves, I was right. I was right. I was right. Good. Way to go. Way to go.
And that whole thing is everyone hates the mob mentality on the internet until they're part of the mob and they love it.
I'm not the mob mentality. I'm just right.
I can't believe people, they get online and they want to cancel people, this and that. Oh, see, Biz was right. Suck it, Babcock.
Like you have a personal relationship with Mike Babcock. I love people, even in our chat, they're saying he was an intimidator and a jerk. And how the hell do you know? How do you know? You've never interacted with that person. Well, that's what they say. Fuck, who cares? And that's the other thing. I don't care. I don't care. Like, go Columbus. I don't watch you play. Don't care how you play. Don't care who your head coach is. Whatever. Give her.
The other story that's kind of coming out now is Kekalainen, did he do due diligence? Could you have expected
He did
this?
due diligence. What the hell is Babcock going to say? He hasn't. First of all, I still don't know what Babcock has to apologize for from his firing in Toronto. There's a lot of people that are saying he never apologized or did. I'm like, he got fired. What's he apologizing for? He operated the way he felt like operating, and he was the head coach. Well, that's his decision. And if you make the wrong decision, you lose your job.
Yeah.
If you're no good at what you do, you get shit canned. Again, I'm not defending him, but he was supposed to apologize and he was supposed to change. And if he did change, what's he going to tell Kekalainen? Here's one thing I do know. I know that they did this same exercise that he's getting fired for at the U of S the year when he was coaching there.
Yeah. Which again doesn't maybe make it right, but
wrong?
it's
I don't know, but we don't know all the details. They're saying, there was more to it than the Boone Jenner and the good. Okay, sure. None of my frickin' business.
Oh, I know. I just look at it, and to me, it's clear, and it doesn't. I mean, I'm not even looking to let myself. There's something more to it. You don't get fired for just being an asshole.
You might in today's world. That's the argument I would have with you. You might very well. Because what is it right now? So even if it was on the up and up and it wasn't such a bad thing, just take it at face value for what he was doing. And then these guys jump on it because they want to start a witch hunt. And a lot of guys don't like this guy and they use it. And it was misconstrued, you know what I mean? I don't need to get in an argument with Biz or anyone. It is a distraction. Even if it was just what it was, it's already become a distraction because of media and the people and all. And that's what I think. That's where Kekalainen made a mistake. And I said it to you on Friday. I don't think Babs was such a good coach that you had to take any of this risk. So for that, he needs to look in the mirror and kind of accept some of the, the fallout of this. But you do get fired just because nowadays.
And I guess I'm kind of naive because if you would have told me, because I'm thinking back now when they said Babcock was going to come in, it made sense to me because here's it. And I said to you the other day, here's a guy who is regarded as a successful coach. He's a Hall of Fame coach. This is a small market. They want to try and win. I can kind of see it.
He won't get in the Hall of Fame, no. He won't.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
No chance.
It's a good point. Anyway. So that's over.
And the fact that it's big news is okay, great. Why is it big news? Because not all of us, because I don't give a shit. But everyone out there has to have an opinion on it and be a big deal about it. It's like, thumbs up to you. Way to go. Guy got shit canned. So what?
So they move on. What's it? Who's
Vincent
the Pascal?
Pascal.
Vincent
Frick,
Pascal is going to take over, and
he's not upset.
Yeah. Do you get a raise when you come in like that? You're interim. Shit. Little more money? Come on, Yarmo. The bigger, and I know one of the other bigger stories too, is the continued. And listen, I don't know. I don't even care to even really get into it. But a lot of people, you look what Calgary did and this and that. I don't know. I feel like what Bill Peters did
completely
is
different.
Heavier than this. And I think at the time, you probably didn't know anything about Bill Peters and anything he's done or some of these coaches. You kind of knew what Mike Babcock was coming in. Oh, for Pete's sake. Can you hear that?
I don't hear anything.
Somebody's calling me.
Who's phone? Pinder?
I don't know. Somebody.
Working. Making chili and trying to work, and somebody's calling.
Anyway, move on. Trying to cook my
What were you saying, though?
No, I was just going to say that it's... Who was more to blame? The Flames at the time for hiring Bill Peters or Kekalainen for...
Kekalainen. Because you have...
Even though the wrongdoing would seem to be less in the Babcock case than the Peters case. I agree with you. I think that
You don't know
For
anything
Kekalainen.
about Peter's story,
Yeah.
right? You do your interviews, and the Kekalainen Babcock hiring to me was wrong because of exactly what happened. He wasn't, in my opinion, such an undisputable fit. I think there was probably lots of options out there, and you didn't need the headache of it. And that's no good for Babs, and I'm not defending Babs, right? Like, I'm a firm believer in second chances. Whether he even needs it, I don't even know what he needs a second chance for. I don't know what he's like. How many coaches have gone about their business differently? Like, since when do we get to dictate how the coaches and everyone has to act? I never grew up with that.
Yeah. And you know, because you didn't grow up with it doesn't mean it's right. I think that we're always trying to evolve and be better.
I love these.
I feel
even in our chat here, Mr. Public Pain. If you tried to find dirt on a 20-year-old by looking in his phone, do you know that happened? Maybe. Is that what he was doing? He was looking for dirt? Like, this is the problem I have with all of it, is everyone talks like they're on top of it, and have you hacked into what happened? Like, it's insanity. I hate it. I frickin' hate it.
More importantly, when or how do you put jalapenos into this? Do you cook them?
I don't put jalapenos.
You don't put any in? Because I do have
not
some.
Because I have cayenne, and I feel like that spice melds better for me, and I feel like the jalapeno can be an add on top.
Because I've already got chorizo, I've got the cayenne pepper, and I feel like I don't mind cheating if I need a little Frank's Red Hot or some kind of a hot sauce in there at the end if it's needing it. So I'm gonna maybe stay away from the jalapenos.
I think people can have them. It's kind of like a taco. You know what I mean? You got put on your taco what you want. I like doing that with my chili as well. Mm-hmm. And that's where the jalapeno goes for me. Because you can ruin a chili by putting the wrong jalapenos in it.
And have you ever burned not burn as in ow, but burnt your skin from cutting jalapenos?
Weimer, the big human, was cutting jalapenos, and it went in his eye. The juice.
Oh.
Not good.
I did it one time because I was in a big, hey, I'm making salsa. I'm a salsa guy. So I was making, we had pails of it, but I was just so into it. I was loving it. And I had red blotches all over my hand. And I'm just like, what the heck's going on with my hands? And then you're just like, well, stupid. So it sounds kind of weak and lame, but I do wear rubber gloves when if I'm doing some heavy duty jalapeno
not a bad
chopping.
Move. I've not done it because I'm brave and stupid, but it's probably a much better way of doing it.
I'm very happy with how it's looking right now. Just a chili update. This chili update brought to you by Village Honda. If you're just tuned in, if you're wondering, I have to make chili today for my kid. He's doing a fundraiser. He's moving to Hawaii. Needs money to do it. I'm all for not paying all of the freight. So if you would like to donate to my kid's cause, thus saving me money, that would be great. 1-800 here boomer, have some dough. So I'm making chili, but by the time I wait for this show to be done and then start making, I got to go to Costco. I got running around to do today. I'm just not going to have time. I need this chili to get going. So that's what we're doing. We're multitasking. It's a multitask podcast today.
I think this is the next. You know what we need to do is need to make that hairy freak that's on our show do a cooking thing.
Pinder?
Because he's useless in the kitchen.
He is. That's the only
spotlight
thing
on him, and this would be fun I love ridiculing him. So let's do it.
Yeah. Where you kind of start something and then have him take over. Okay, now what do we do,
Mr. Public Plane? I don't care. You can text 800 million times. I really don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, and I was going to say, you know what you do? What a lot of people. I've got my tomato paste. So we're going to put the tomato paste in. Mm-hmm. But remember the first time you had a nice big taste of tomato paste when you were younger?
I don't
like,
remember.
oh, this looks delicious. Tomato paste is disgusting on its own. When you just kind of dip a finger and you get in there. It's very bitter. It's very bland. It's very strong. It's a paste. It's condensed. I wonder how many
Fried
tomatoes.
up with some garlic and butter.
That's right, Rhett. I was just going to say, when you're using tomato paste in anything, whether you're making a sauce or this sort of a thing, before you put everything else in to get it going, cook the paste. Let the paste cook a little bit. A lot of that bitterness is going to come out. Listen to me like I know what I'm talking about. But as we've learned, as I've been taught over the years, cook your paste before everything else goes in, and let that blandness, the tart nature of the paste come out while you cook it.
Do you ever buy the toothpaste tube tomato paste?
You know what? I end up, because I do a lot of shopping at Costco. You see.
Oh, you get the crate.
And it's so much more affordable just for a case of tomato paste. Mm-hmm. But do you find it's better? Is it just because then?
I don't know that it's much better, but I love the ease of.
Yeah, because this is
out and being done. Yeah, you never get it all out.
You never get it all out, and then you can even put water in there to kind of rinse it out, and it's still so thick, regardless of what you do. So. I put some celery in while we were doing our Babcock very serious analysis on the Babcock thing. I like celery.
Serious, where I don't.
It was very, yeah. TSN and Sportsnet are like, God, I wish we had guys that could break it down like that. It's so honest and real. Sportsnet, you had us. You had it. Look what you're missing.
Let us go. So you got the celery in there?
I put celery in. I like celery. I'm kind of a celery guy. I like putting celery. I mean, it's what do they call it? It's kind of like onion, garlic, celery, pepper, like all that sort of. Just have fun, guys. Hey, just have some fun with it. Mm-hmm. There's no rules. That's the kind of thing I like about stew. Well, Uncle Stew, Drunkle Stew, but also stew, chili. There's no wrong way to do it. There's kind of, you have your base. You're going to have some meat and some tomatoes. Oh, I like pineapple in it.
Yeah,
and
you should see the shovelers cheap out chili. She takes like ground turkey and stuff, and some baked beans, and some maple syrup, and there's her. I made chili, honey.
Is it any good though? Like, do you get away with it? Yeah. I was going to say, sometimes it's like,
attack it.
It's not terrible.
Don't call it chili, though.
Damn, I was just going to say something. Anyway.
Do you ever go as far as making a brisket chili? Because I made a huge mistake on Friday. I bought a brisket, and my kids like it slow cooked, where it just shreds. But I've used this. I hadn't used it before. It was a barbecue spice that someone had given to me as a gift. And I'm like... Yeah. Because they like it with the barbecue sauce and on a bun, and it's easy just to have. And I made it, and I don't like the sauce on it. I like just eating it. Disgusted by it.
Yeah.
Had a weird, that's anise. How do you say it?
Anise.
Anise.
The
flavor
anise.
To it. Kind of that's. I'm like, wow, this is no good. But anyway, have you ever thrown a brisket? Made a brisket chili? I did that decades ago, and it was awesome because I screwed up my brisket. Yeah. I overcooked it, and it was dry, and I'm like, what am I going to do with all this brisket? Ding.
Chili. That's one thing I've always wanted. I thought we should do is what are we making out of, what do we got in the fridge? What's in your fridge? And what are we making from leftovers? Just, I got some of this, I got some of that. Okay. So don't throw it out. Don't eat it for a third time or a second time when it's just not as good as the first time. All right, what are we doing? And I find a lot of times it's if you make like a chicken and you got 2 or 3 pieces of chicken left on the bone and something else. All right, well, we're going to peel the chicken off. What are we doing? Are we having tacos? Are we taking that chicken, putting it into a cream cheese dip? What are we doing? What are we doing today? It's so exciting.
It was. It's weird you say that because I was in the store today and they had one of those bread round loafy kind of things. And I'm trying to think of new stuff to make. And I actually thought about doing what you just said, taking some chicken, cream cheese, pulling the top out of that bread bowl, making it a dip again. It's nothing new for a lot of people, but I've not done that for the lads. I feel like that would be a hit.
Why are we doing stuff about hockey and the Flames?
Don't
listen
know.
to the passion coming out of us today.
Yeah.
Hey, when's the last time we were this passionate about the power play?
I'm never on a power play. Now I got parents yelling at me. We need to work on the power play.
You ready for it? All right, let's move on. NFL Sunday. Let's take a look at that scoreboard. We've got some surprising 0-2 teams. We've got some surprising 2-0 teams. Miami with a big win last night. They go to 2-0. Atlanta, Tampa Bay, 2-0. What the H is going on? And how about on the other side, some 0-2s? New England. Been a while. What did I see? 2001 or something since they were
0-2.
an 0-2 start for them. Cincinnati. We'll show you how it's going in Cincinnati in a little bit. Houston, probably not a stunner. The Chargers, they put up a ton of points, but I'm quickly realizing, how can you be a Charger fan after what happened with Jacksonville? Just over the years, goodness gracious. The Bears, they were going to be so much better this year. They're not very happy in Chicago. Justin Fields, maybe, as it turns out. Not as good.
I wish Pinder was on, because remember when he said it wasn't a big deal for the Bills to lose to the Jets because they're good, right? And then it's like, yeah, but Dallas just shit kicked the Jets.
Right.
So
they're
not good, or they are. Well, they got a great D, and
I was going to send in the picture because Dallas improved to 2-0. With a 30-10 win over the Jets. 3 picks for Zach Wilson. Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook. Now, Breece Hall went on Twitter afterwards. He was very unhappy. He got, 4 touches. Hall and Cook combined for 16 yards rushing. Time of possession in this game, 30-10. Oh, it's, 20 points. So a convincing win for sure for the Cowboys. Time of possession, 42 minutes to 17 minutes. Sorry, Jets. Zach is not your answer. You needed. Is Rodgers? Does he really have to? Can he play on one leg? Because it would seem like that would be a better option than what they got there. Miami, they beat New England 27-24. What was the final score last night? Sorry, I had it here. That can't be right. Tua, 21 for 30, 249 yards and a touchdown. Tyreek Hill into the end zone again for a touchdown. Let's start here. Tyreek Hill, I guess, hates New England, or at least hates Patriot fans. This is what he had to say about the big win last night.
On a Sunday night. Oh, it felt tremendous, man. Those fans are, some of the worst fans in the NFL, and I'm gonna stand on that, man, because they are real nasty, and some of the things that they were saying wasn't, I wouldn't say in church. So it felt great to wave goodbye to the fans, and I'll do it again. Bye.
they are
Tyreek. It's not very nice. I mean, they've been known to be jerks.
Notorious.
Yep, they've been known to be a little racist as well. Anyway, funny. Do you like Mike Tirico, play-by-play guy?
Yes,
for
I
the
do.
NFL. I love Mike Tirico. He's so. You can tell, kind of like when you listen to us, you can tell we're dicks. But when you listen to Tirico, talent, but you also know this guy's a nice guy. You just know that this guy is a nice guy. And last night, it was one of those rare moments where a seasoned professional kind of lost it. His laugh was so sincere and so funny. This is Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth on the call last night as a disgusted Bill Belichick throws the flag.
Sock will throw it, we'll just drop it. He's getting word from upstairs.
Learning more. He's hearing it from upstairs. Could you see it?
That's beautiful.
Shaq would have been proud of that, dog.
I mean, it is a good one. Because I laughed out loud, and then afterwards to hear Tirico bust up about it. You talk about just continually grouchy, or at least
mad,
continuing to run out this notion that he is a jerk and an a-hole. Bill Belichick, he just thrives off of it. Remember I was telling you last week about the Kelsey brothers? They have their podcast, New Heights. You need to check it out. It's really great. They had, it was not that long ago, they had Julian Edelman on, and he does such a great Belichick impression, and he's got some great stories. You need to check that one out. But
Edelman's supposed to be great to watch and hear.
He's on, you know what? He's been on a bunch of these different things. Yeah. He's fantastic. We should, Jack, can we get Julian Edelman this week? See if we can get him on. Give him a call. His Belichick stories and impressions are awesome. Now, Cincinnati, they fall to 0-2. Joe Burrow, 27-41, 222 yards, a pick, a couple touchdowns. And then last night, sounds like he's tweaked his calf again. It was the calf that was keeping him out of the preseason. It's we'll see how it feels in the morning type of a scenario. So not sure how it's feeling today, but not good news there.
This would be wonderful news for the Bills.
It would, yeah, there's a lot of people that would probably really enjoy it. Just gets that new contract too. You hear it all the time, Retro. And it wasn't so much a holdout, but you couldn't take part in preseason. You cannot just hit the ground running almost in any sport. Very few guys are able to miss all of training camp or whatever it ends up being and then step in and be at their best. Can't do it.
Even I couldn't do it.
The greats, like I say.
Yeah.
Even the greatest in the game. Can't just step in. Kansas City, they get a win after being beaten in week 1 by the Detroit Lions. 17-9.
Not the best, right? Like when you're thinking about Kansas City and Jacksonville, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not the greatest. But, and you talk about Kelsey. Kelsey got back in. He was not at his best either. But either way, you know, just another great Sunday.
Well, he was low on blood.
That's right. He had so many cc's of blood taken out of his knee. Get lightheaded out.
Got to replace that stuff.
You do. You do. Well, we talked about the Lions, so just some kind of really more important stuff. Last week, Lions stunned Kansas City 21-20 in week 1. Expectations already very high for the Lions. They're very sexy. They're the darlings. Everyone loves Dan Campbell, the head coach, and Amon-Ra. Everyone's loving on the Lions. After the game last week, the big win upset the Chiefs. C.J. Gardner, safety, in the locker room, celebrating, and decided he's going to go live right on his, TikTok or whatever it is. This was a week ago.
Hey, it's not the same. Not the same. It's not the same Detroit. It's not the same Detroit. It ain't the same Detroit.
Well, you ain't still.
Yeah. Ain't the same Detroit. Ain't the same Detroit.
What's that?
Ain't the same Detroit.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Ain't the same Detroit. Let's go.
Huh?
Ain't the same, Randall.
So it's
different.
Not the same, Rhett, is what I think he was getting at.
Yeah.
The same being teams that that losing all the time. Then through the week, he said, this is C.J. Gardner, or Gardner Johnson, sorry, C.J. Gardner Johnson, says he wants to see blue ski masks everywhere for the home opener on Sunday. We're villains, right? It's part of us. It's the culture. I'm changing it. So he kind of looks like, with the mask on and then the teeth, he looks like Jim Carrey in The Mask there a little bit, does he not? Anyway, so blue ski masks. This is going to be the thing. Get your blue ski masks, get out to Ford Field, and let's go. Well, in the end, as it turns out, there were some people at Ford Field yesterday with blue ski masks on. This was from last night.
Walk your top, take over your top. Walk your top, take over your top. Walk your top, take over your top. Oh, walk your top, take over your top. Oh, walk your top, take over your top. Walk your top, take over your top. They talking about. Oh, ain't neat. Put the hell back on. Oh, what they talking about, man? What they talking about? That's how we do it, man. When we get a tie, I gotta go though.
Okay, he got to go. So yes, they were. The blue ski masks were out. There is nothing like the celebration in a football locker room.
Oh, it's a big party.
That's week 2. Yeah. Dancing.
They should. I mean, they don't play them once a week.
Yeah.
Give her. So when's that going to bite someone in the ass?
The locker room
the
videos?
The mask thing is whatever. I'm talking about the live.
Yeah, I would
Cameras.
guess it's frowned upon already, for
Like
sure.
somebody, right? But right, it's the same thing we always talk about. We love it, and somebody's going to get fired and lose their job and throw it like shit will hit the fan because of it. Somebody's going to get absolutely roasted because of it,
Yeah.
which is sad.
It is sad because I love that shit. I love
Yes.
that.
And then it will be. Then somebody will do something a little iffy, and it'll be, "What the hell's going on? I gotta allow this time." Out of a job.
Yeah. No, you're right. I'm going to disappoint you now. Before we move on with the Pinder report.
What'd you forget?
Part of it is because I'm kind of shortcutting the chili today, taking some easy way out. But if you're making some chili at home, these are a couple little kind of cheat codes that I use. The first one I use, just to kind of, because you want the flavor, you need it to kind of build. You need what? I know. Don't be disappointed. This guy right here.
YouTube.
I don't know if you can see it. It's a little packet. It's got some chili in there already. Now we're going to put in our own chili powder and the cayenne and stuff. But I have found that the Clubhouse chili. I'm sorry, Rhett. So I'm going to cheat a little bit with the Clubhouse just to get us going. You know, sometimes you just need. It's like I don't know what I'm trying to even say.
Yeah,
just a little, steroids for your chili. Now the other thing is, how do you feel about the beans? You like lots of beans? You like a little beans? No beans? What are we doing?
Don't care. I'm having chili, so
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
judge
using
too many, too little. Let's do it.
So what kind do you like? Get
I don't love the
raw beans and then boil them or do you get like a can of beans or what are you doing there?
Cans, dump.
Yeah,
go on.
Me too. This is the one that I use, regardless. I don't know if you can see there.
Yep.
It's already got some chili kind of flavor in there. It's the Heinz, the chili style.
Oh,
Pinto
jeez.
and red kidney beans seasoned with chili, spices, and peppers. So that right there is what's going in. I feel like it's kind of cheating, although I'm with you. I'll be honest, even if I got all day, I'm not going and buying a bag of like beans and then boiling them and putting them in.
No. I don't enjoy the bean that much. I know it's probably maybe better. I don't know. No, thanks. I don't need to.
Now on the other side, if I'm making some soup, pot barley, pearl barley, I'm definitely buying that, and it's going into the soup. I'm not even boiling that on the side and then putting it. It's going right in.
You should rinse it.
Yeah, you're probably right. I just kind of dump it right in. All right.
Rinse your rice. Rinse your barley.
And your balls.
Daily.
Really? I thought that was kind of like your hair. You're not supposed to wash it every day. 2-3 times a week tops. Maybe that's why things have been quiet around the house.
Might be.
Maybe if you'd rinse, give them a rinse once. Wow. All right, that's
now
it.
what?
I think I'm almost ready to go, bud. Like I got my cumin, my cayenne, my pepper, onion powder, garlic powder. I'm not doing jalapenos. I got the chorizo. I got the ground beef. Everything else has been getting nice and warm in here. Just kind of loving life. You think we should put it together here?
I don't see why not.
I do. You know what I want to do though is I do want to kind of dice my my chunks of chorizo in a little bit of a smaller.
You're not happy with the chorizo?
I'm happy with it. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too picky.
Is it going to crumble a bit once it's in there even more? I don't know.
I'm not sure if it is.
Dice it up a little, Dean.
Okay, I'll dice it up as I.
How's your knife skills? Should take no time at all.
It's not. Yeah, it's not going to take very long, but it's. It is one of those things where I figure if I'm doing this and then doing a Pinder report and talking about video and that, I may lose a digit because I can do a lot, just not at the same time.
Down a few quarters.
But at least we'll be live when we need the ambulance summoned. I'll give you the address. It'll be great. Buffalo. We're going to Buffalo. Tell me. So there was someone at the game yesterday. It was a big hullabaloo before the game started, I saw. The what do they call it? What's the legend of the game? Did they have a legend of the game?
Spikes, wasn't it?
Takeo Spikes was on hand. I didn't realize, like, I knew he was a Bill. 15 years in the NFL, only 4 in Buffalo. So not.
Well, they
not a
do
story
one every
Bill.
home game, so it's hard to find.
I guess, yeah. When are you? I didn't know he played for the Bills. They'll love having you, though. Let's take a look at Takeo Spikes before the big game yesterday.
What's happening in Buffalo? Bill Mafia, it's great to be back in the building. There is nothing like opening day in the NFL, but it's a whole nother level when opening day is inside of this stadium. So I'm gonna need a little help here. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Let's go, Buffalo. Let's go, Buffalo. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now?
There you go.
He almost F-bombed it, didn't he?
He did almost. He almost did. Now the right here, right, is that like a Buffalo thing, or was the crowd just the? So what's
That must be a Buffalo thing. I don't know where it stems from, but I've heard it before.
Because they knew where he was going. They knew what he was doing. Yeah. So what a day. Takeo Spikes, former Bills legend, hanging out at the game, plus a big win. Now, later on in the day, I'm not sure about what time this was. It might tell us in this tweet. Takeo goes onto his Twitter account to talk about his experience. Congrats to the Bills for getting a dominant win in the home opener. I wish I could have stayed for the entire game, but seating accommodations were not the standard. How are you going to have the NFL legends supporting with this obstructed sample of a view? Felt like I was in timeout. So what is he talking about? What is he? Oh,
He's in the M&T.
so he posts a picture.
Oh, I'm with him. I'm with him.
Now, it's not the worst obstructed view that you've ever seen, but you kind of need to crane your neck a little bit if you want to see the far end zone. Yeah, about the 30-yard line or so. You kind of got to maybe get out of your seat and walk over. What's the story, Warner? What's going on there?
I'm not an NFL legend, so I've never been entitled enough to have that wonderful seat.
Have you been in that room, though? Do you know where he is?
Yeah, I think I know where that is. There's a closed-in, really expensive.
Yeah, really. What are they thinking?
I don't.
Come on,
know.
Terry.
I feel like those guys should have a suite at about the 50-yard line, or maybe the owner's box.
Wouldn't you think that's what it would be?
Yeah.
That you'd really have them on display, not tucked up in the corner in the cheap seats. Well, no one pays for these seats, so put Takeo Spikes up there. He's not paying. He's not paying to be here. Oh, I laughed when I saw that. I figured you might have.
And he buggered off. He went to the.
Well, he couldn't stay.
He went to the big trees. The hell with this? I'll watch on TV. Oh, good stuff.
Okay, so there's that one. Oh, and we'll end the Pinder report today with. This was not in Buffalo. This might be something that could have happened in Buffalo. You know, you've kind of brought it up every once in a while. It's like when Pinder was pissing you off or something, what were you going to do to him? What might you do to Pinder?
Hit him with a hammer?
You might hit him with a hammer, or you might give him one of these. Now, this is Cincinnati. Remember, Bengals are 0-2. Burrow's tweaked his quad. This is outside the stadium. As I guess we can. Why? I hate when I do the videos. Why do these get so compressed and so small? Anyway, so we've got a dude in his Cincinnati Zubaz, face down. Security's got him cuffed. Bring him to his feet. He's well served. Oh! And he fires a headbutt.
Oh my God! Oh my
And dude goes down. The glasses go flying.
That was a good one. Like, it's like he knew what he was doing.
Well, and dude is now he's wearing orange shorts. He must be a Bengals fan, but they're at odds. There's a difference of opinion here.
Yeah, but is that an innocent bystander?
I don't think so. I don't
why
think
have
so.
if he was involved in the kerfuffle,
I
would
think
the cops
right?
would have been no.
He was probably involved in he may have caused it, right? But he was probably a little more sober than this guy, and this guy was maybe a little more belligerent. But dude, just because Johnny's got his hands cuffed behind his back, you don't get right up in there and start yipping, because you might get a headbutt right on the bridge of your nose. I love it. Was well placed.
Yes.
I'm thinking that's not his first headbutt, because man, the glasses, the way they flew off, it wasn't. He didn't miss. It was right in the button. Well done. 0-2. Just a terrible start.
Go to jail. You might as well have a reason.
Great story. At least have a story to tell. So that's the Pinder Report. Brought to you by Village Honda, Northwest Auto Mall, online at villagehonda.com. New in-stocked inventory on the ground. Start your automotive adventures at Village Honda, where the new vehicles, they're pricing MSRP. And they'll buy your car. They want to fill up that lot with quality pre-owned vehicles, plus the new. They have their, 400 or more vehicles in the auto group that they're part of, their dealer group. Why wouldn't you? Go and visit Anthony and Tanya and everybody up there at Village Honda, your dealership for life. Okay, so
You're done.
I have chopped up the chorizo into more bite-size, pieces. Mm-hmm. I'm happy with that. I'm going to add the ground beef, which has been sitting. It's fully drained, or at least drained enough. And then I'm going to have to address the situation in terms of mass and liquid, because it's already fairly dense. I'm going to need to do something, so I'm going to have to, we're going to add some broth.
Diced tomatoes?
Are we going to add some more tomatoes? Another can of tomatoes, maybe? I don't want it to be too tomatoey. But again, these are why we're professionals, Rhett. Mm-hmm. You got to be able to adapt and shift on the fly. And what have I got? Is it too salty? Is it too sweet? What have I got? Need some pepper here? Well, no, not too much pepper. Need some hot sauce. That's what we're going to do here. That's what we're going to do. Does this make you jealous? Do you wish you were having a big old cook-on today?
I did want to cook all day. I'm not jealous because I know what I've got coming is going to be delicious as well. So,
what have you got coming?
Well, I did cheat and buy some Italian wedding soup, which you know is my favorite.
From your soup place.
From the soup place. So I'm very happy with that. And I'm going to make that chorizo and rice dish I made last week because it was awesome.
So
or maybe I should do that tomorrow on the show.
I don't know how you're going to do that, though.
Rather than sitting.
I've got a bit of a setup here. I mean, you got to move a camera and laptop, and
it's true. There's a lot to undertake, and I've only got 24 hours, so let's see what I can do.
What time is it? We're getting there. What else we got to do today? We did the Pinder report. That's done. Jack, what else we got to do Betway. We're going to do Betway. That's done. I got to get do you want to tell them about hearing loss clinic?
No, because you've been to the hearing loss clinic. I was actually thinking about the hearing loss clinic today. When are they going to come up with a scenario where you go in there? Yeah, you need the hearing stuff, but also so that when you travel, like Pinder right now, to Italy and Denmark and wherever else, that it immediately translate that language into English for you. or vice versa or whatever. Because if you could have that, when they come up with that, maybe that's when I have to go in there because I love to travel. So hearing loss, we love you. Can't wait for that next add-on for translation into English, foreign language translation, whatever you want to call it. It's my million. I'm an idea guy, and you can have it.
I bet you it's already a thing. I bet you it's already a thing somewhere out there. Just hasn't been for mass consumption yet, kind of a thing. This is not a lie. I go downstairs to the little room there, grab another can of tomatoes. The fridge door wide open.
No.
My kids are absolute idiots.
Idiots.
The one day I came down to the kitchen here, the freezer door wide open. I'm like, as I'm walking into the kitchen, it's like, ooh,
something seems
kind of chilly. Somebody leave the door open? Kind of, ooh. No, freezer. Idiots. Hearingloss.ca.
Dumb animal.
Ask Rhodesy about it. Hey, I'm going on a trip, but I don't speak the language. Do you have any of those hearing aids that Warner was talking about?
Yeah, that's
where suddenly I can just start. Can it also speak for me? Yeah,
I don't know how it goes the other way, but
can it speak the language for me? You're an idea guy. Hearingloss.ca. Social media, follow them, would you? At the Hearing Loss on X. Do we need to change that logo on there? It's still kind of the T for Twitter. I don't know if we care. Instagram at the Hearing Loss Clinic.
I think he can make as much things X as he wants. This is not taking.
What do you think of old Elon? Brilliant? Misunderstood?
Well, he's got to be brilliant. I mean,
he's brilliant.
He does a lot of shit that the two of us, even combined, probably couldn't. But,
so.
But sometimes when you're that smart, you're a bit awkward.
Yeah. I think he's awkward, all right. I'll season it as we kind of go. Anyway, but long story short, look at that. We did a show. I don't know if I can. I'll try and.
Man, deep. What's in the soup? Little meatballs and little dot pasta. It's delicious, like spinach or something. That's what's in my Italian wedding soup.
Oh, it's heavy.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Oh, it's heavy. So that's what's cooking. Hey, boom! What's cooking? Jack, throw up that graphic or that video thing that we've got for what's cooking.
Come on, Jack.
Nothing, hey?
Nothing.
Jack's quiet because he's bracing himself.
Jack is so stressed out about tonight, he can't even function.
Yeah, Jack can't even think right now. I gave him we'll do our Betway bets. I was giving him the Betway bets for tonight. I got New Orleans, Carolina, and then Cleveland at Pittsburgh. Don't disappoint me. Come on. Well, I got Cleveland. Oh. Jack, how do you feel about your Steelers at home to the Browns?
I'm not feeling very good. I had a weird dream last night.
Oh.
Kenny Pickett got absolutely drilled. He's walking around like a zombie. I'm feeling weird about it.
Yeah, well, I'll give you this, Jack. I'm proud of you because if you really are a Steelers fan. If you're dreaming about the Steelers, you're all in, and I got God love you for that.
I did not dream about Kenny Pickett last night. I can tell you that. But we'll do our Betway bets. Get that Betway app. I was on it all weekend. Bet the responsible way with Betway, the official gaming partner of Barn Burner. Yes, 2 games tonight, Monday Night Football. I'll be selling chili, so I don't know when I'll see it. But there you go. Those are the 2 games. New Orleans at Carolina. I like the Saints here. It's a road favorite. Neither of these bets are very sharp. I'm taking the favorites in both. But I know the Panthers are without one of their top corners going into this game. Rashid Shaheed, one of my favorite names going. Chris Olave is a stud. Michael Thomas is maybe back a little bit. And I don't know. What do you think of Carolina's quarterback situation? He's young, But rookies, hey?
I don't even know who it is.
Well, he was the first overall pick from last year. But I don't know. Anyway, Derek Carr, the Saints, I think they get by at least 3, paying -110. And then the Cleve at Pittsburgh. And only because Jack had a bad dream. I'll take the Browns -2, as I agree. I think that the Browns D is okay, and Chubb, and I don't like that, Watson is not a great guy. We've been told. But I think he's probably going to get enough done in this game for a victory for the Cleveland Browns, -2. Those are my Betway bets of the day. Brought to you by Betway. Bet the responsible way with Betway. Both games over. I didn't even look at the overs. Did every over hit yesterday, or like 11 of 12? After week 1, it was all unders. Probably that Chiefs game, right? That would have been an under. 17-9 or whatever that game was. That had to have been an under. But I think every other game hit the over yesterday. Well,
bet the over. It's more fun.
It's always more fun. What
are you making tomorrow, Dean?
I don't know. I should just leave all this set up, eh?
Absolutely, 100%.
That could do. Yeah, could do something.
And if anyone listening there in the comments, quickly throw it out there what you want to see. Boom. Slicing and dicing tomorrow.
What have people been saying on that? Because I've been, as you can tell, I've been very busy. I've been very focused.
I don't actually know why I have the comments on. I don't even understand how I did it, but I'm so blind that I really have to lean in.
You just need to get your you just need some glasses.
Somebody wants gravy.
There's been a lot of what the hell am I watching today?
Yeah, I didn't give enough updates, eh? But again, it's I guess if you're watching on YouTube, but if it's a podcast, I would guess you start from the beginning. I'm making chili today because my kid's got a thing. Dad of the year. How about me, eh? Building beds and dressers and making chili.
Now, I would like to see you make some buns because you've portrayed yourself as a great baker, and there's a lot to be learned. I'm not a great baker. I don't do good. Ooh, fried bologna on a fresh bun, maybe.
Sure.
I feel like fried bologna is beneath you and your capabilities. So.
The only thing, because I'll do the buns, but you do have, you need to allow time for the dough to rise twice. Because there's nothing to making the dough. You just get your mixer and you put in the ingredients. It's like there's really nothing to it. Then you let it rise, and then you roll it into the individual balls, but then they have to rise again. You got a lot of time.
Yeah, there's a lot of sitting around time. I've got it because it's one of your favorites.
Yep.
A jambalaya.
Ooh.
I know it's one of your favorites. You tell me it's one of your favorites all the time.
I could make the rice ahead of time. In a lot of ways, it's very similar to this chili.
Yeah,
because you're going to be dealing with your beef and your onion, and I do like chorizo in
Fine.
it. So it's
Don't make.
Sort of similar.
I just thought I'd give you something. Pizza?
I could make pizza. I could just have it. You know what I got? I've got one of those pizza steel things that I put in the oven. Which, I mean, it's not as good as your coal-fired oven, but helps. I made some, what is it, strombolis? Or what is it, the big pizza pops? What do you call those things? The
calzone?
Calzones.
Mm-hmm.
I switched up and did some calzones a while back. Rave reviews from the household.
Someone's asked for a soup.
Could do soup. You know what? We're heading into that time of year. This could be a thing. Send email the show at whatever our email address is.com and let us know what you want to see us to. I just think you need it's got to be your turn, or we'll do something together. We'll get you set up in your kitchen.
I'm going to have to test drive the setup and see if I can make it work.
Yeah, well, I think you can.
Well, it won't be worse than this.
Because you've got, you would just need to have your laptop set up because you don't have a camera. You're just using your laptop camera.
Yes. I could do the exact same thing I'm doing here.
You could get another camera. You could get a camera.
Yeah, it sounds Really busy. 2 football
Really, eh?
games.
I've got like 5 cameras. I was actually going to have a second camera doing
You could send me
the overhead shot.
That's what you need.
I know. Yeah. And I do have the arm.
That'll
that
be
I could
good when
set
you
up.
slice up your finger.
Yeah. Son of a. Yeah, I don't think you don't need to see my my handiwork. But yeah, I guess that's probably enough for today. Thanks to the sponsors for being a part of it. Thanks for tuning in and being a part of what we're doing. Support the sponsor, subscribe and like and do all that sort of thing. And this was kind of a test run just to see how what kind of stuff can we do with the show. You going into year 2 here right away. Spoiler alert, but we're going to be doing more stuff. We're going to be out. We're going to be on location. We've got things kind of figured out now about how to do this stuff. So why you don't always need to be in a stuffy studio or in your basement. We can get out and do some things. Where should we be doing shows from?
And I'm with Eric. Oilers suck.
It's usually how we end it. Is that time to end it?
Time to end it. I'm hungry.
See you, buddies.